I'm so lucky to have Chris Kendall with me here on UK Food Festival 2019.
I'm blessed to be here and blessed to be on the video with you. This is awesome.
Chris is a raw vegan for over 15 years already. He's a registered holistic nutritionist, raw food lifestyle coach, and a very talented raw food chef. So the first question that I wanted to ask you is, what was the biggest challenge in the beginning of your raw vegan lifestyle for you?
That's a really great question. In the beginning of my raw vegan journey, I had so much passion and purpose that it was easy in many respects. But looking back and through the growth that I got from that, probably the biggest thing that I found challenging was coming from a place where I saw things as rules and as black and white and have to and shouldn't, which ended up, in retrospect, bringing up lots of guilt and shame, and actually brought up some binge purge cycles, and coming to a place of, this is genuinely what I want because of the experience and the abundance and the clarity and the just amazing feeling and vibes that I've gotten from it. So it wasn't really in the beginning, but it is looking back and thinking, man, if I could help somebody out right from the beginning, is, be a little bit soft and easy and loving with yourself, because I wasn't super easy and loving with myself in the beginning. It worked really, really well, but when I fell into that pit, I had so much guilt and I felt so bad and I blamed myself. I even hated myself, thought I was a joke for slipping back on my ideals and the right way of doing things. But it's just all choice and experience, and that's what I would say.
Wow, so beautiful. It's invaluable, guys. Use it, please, and you will succeed. So what was the biggest motivation for you when you faced these challenges? It was really hard. What was the biggest motivation to continue on this lifestyle?
Well, the experience was the biggest motivation in and of itself, because after being raw for a little while, after feeling those high highs and then also coming through some low lows, I knew where I wanted to be. Some people say little highs, little lows. Well, I like to have the pretty big high and stay a little bit up there rather than just up and down and up and down and up and down, right?
Exactly.
So the experience itself and just feeling so amazing and wanting to feel that more often and being open to feel everything, allowing everything that comes in, became the motivation.
Yeah, wow, so beautiful. Awesome. And the last question is a little tricky.
Oh, tricky.
So, was there something on your raw vegan journey what you were embarrassed about, but you would be willing to share now?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there was something that happened about 9 months in to my raw vegan journey that I didn't share for years, and I have shared it in a few places, but not crazy all over the place. And really kind of going back, and it kind of pertains to that first question actually, is that in the beginning I was really black and white, and I seen success as being raw, in the sense that if I failed on raw, then I was failing at life and I was a worthless person, and I was traveling with a bunch of friends. I had been used to being raw in a specific place, a specific situation where there was always an abundance of ripe fruit around, on sale, in the markets in Vancouver. And all of a sudden I traveled for the first time, and I found myself in a place where I couldn't get ripe fruit for cheap all the time. It was really expensive. I had a very low budget. Plus I was around a lot of people that were doing things not like me. I was the oddball out. And I remember telling them, like, yeah, this is how I do it, this is what I believe, like I would rather die. Or I remember saying, like, if I didn't have raw food, I would fast for 2 months, I don't care, this is who I am raw, And all of a sudden, after about a week and a half of under eating and basically just being able to afford water and raisins, I tried to survive mostly off water, raisins, and some random little bits of fruit I found for cheap at farmers markets and stuff.
And exercising a lot,
skateboarding a lot, and also not exercising and skateboarding well. I was falling behind because my joints started hurting. I was losing so much weight. This was early in my raw food journey too, so I was at my lowest body weight possible. I was at like 150, I'm at 180 now. So I was really light, and I find when you're at your bottom weight, I tended to get joint pains, and I've seen that with other people. And anyhow, I wasn't thriving, and I was barely surviving, and I felt in such discord with my friends and all these different things. And I bonked, and I went back on things that I swore I'd never do again. I walked away from the group, just said, I need a walk, pretending I'm all fine. I'm just gonna take a walk. They're all drinking and partying around a campfire in California. And I went to a convenience store And what did I do? What did I do? I bought a chocolate bar, a Snickers, of all things. I hadn't had a Snickers in years and years, but as soon as I did that, especially because I had those judgments that was wrong, that was bad, and all of a sudden once I had it, I was bad, I was wrong, I was worthless, and I thought, who cares about anything then? Screw it. And I went to a fast food restaurant and I had chili cheeseburger, chili cheese fries, meat. I hadn't had that for over 4 years. I'd swore I'd never do it. In my mind, before that moment, I would have bet my life that I'd never do that again. But I found myself in the lowest, darkest place, and I matched that vibration. I reached out for it, I ate it, and self-confirmed it, and felt it so deep in my heart and soul that I felt like I was the biggest hypocrite, the biggest failure, and that I shouldn't even show my face to anyone because I wasn't even worthy of love. And I didn't give myself love, I gave myself hate, and I hid it and I bottled it down, and I pretended for quite a while, you know, and got back with my friends, pretended nothing happened, and just struggled for the rest of the trip. Got home in a lot of guilt and shame, and then I got back on the track. I fasted for 3 days, and then I ate really simple, and then I got back on the horse, and you know, and I grew from that. And it took a long time though to be able to admit that and to be able to process that and realize that nothing is worth that amount of self-guilt and shame and hate. There's nothing you can do, you know. And because of that, I've grown through that, and I feel really blessed to share that, because I know some people could be in that situation, whether it's cheeseburger or whether it's steamed vegetables, or no matter what it is, it doesn't matter, you know. Treating yourself with loving thoughts, word, action, and trying to do your best, feeding yourself with the most loving foods, but accepting whatever you choose, and each moment will make things grow and flow a lot easier.
Just choose the best you can in this moment without killing yourself and starving yourself.
Absolutely.
Just
it's
do your best.
that mindset makes such a huge difference, right? And I feel really blessed that I learned that. I wouldn't take it back, but I hope that everyone else learns from that and doesn't guilt eat because they feel, you know, those negative emotions. It's just so hard, you know, because the food goes through you pretty quick. But those emotions you can hold on to for years, and that can cause so many troubles. So always love yourself, no matter what's going on. If you're doing the worst things for yourself, still love yourself. Absolutely.
And it is absolutely amazing how fast you popped back out of it.
Well, as soon as you pour love into yourself and you start getting more congruent with your health goals, then things they do flourish, you know. It's like having a plant in the shade for a little while. It might start to droop, but then you water it, bring it to the sun, and what does it do? It just replenishes. Just remember that you can always bring those factors of health and put yourself back into the sun any given moment. You don't have to toss your way all the way down the hill because you made one little slip. That slip can be turned into a springboard into new heights and new potential. Wow, so beautiful. Thank you so much. And Chris is making videos every week, and if you want to learn more from him, you can find him at therodvantage.com, The Rod Vantage on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever. I'm everywhere. The Rod Vantage.
Cool.
Thanks so much, Randy.
Thank you so much. Thank you for watching.